Hello and welcome to another episode of the Just Go Watch podcast. This week we delve into the world of espionage with Black Bag.
Absolute dog shit.
I don't need
Absolute
I don't
fucking
need.
dog shit.
I do not need to see it to know it's dog shit.
Oh,
Yes.
I missed that other British voice. I haven't heard it in so long.
I almost forget the names.
I have. I remember Deej, Siege, something like that.
There's of course only one Deej, but he can't be with us again this week. There's also no sweets, but we've got the there's no tariffs here. There's no extra tariffs.
No, I'm not
here.
charging you at all to be on this show.
There's no back and forth. This is what the beautiful friendship could actually be.
Yes, what it's
UK,
supposed
US.
to be.
Working together, arm in arm,
Hand in hand. To talk about one of the most British movies I've seen in quite a while.
Quite. Absolutely, quite. Yes. If you are a first-time listener, watcher on YouTube, MP, tell them what they can do.
Well, somewhere on that device that you are either listening or watching us on YouTube, there is a follow or a subscribe button. Please hit that. It does help us on the show, gets us out there more. Plus, you can keep up with us with new episodes, listen to old episodes. Get in touch with us on our social media, Instagram and Twitter at Just Go Watch Pod. Leave comments on the YouTube section, and one of us will get in touch with you. Same thing with our other social medias. Do it. Or if you don't, in the words of our missing colleague, the great Muad'Dib, I will wish nothing but bad things on you and only you.
Exactly.
That's how he
Yeah,
says it,
lovely
right?
stuff. Lovely stuff. So, if you are listening to us for the first time, then congratulations, because this is actually a bit of a guinea pig episode. And if you are listening or coming back to us, then we are trying something slightly different here, a little bit more shorthand version in the initial part. We will, of course, go into our deep dive that a lot of you know and love. But we're just gonna split it up, maybe make it a little bit more digestible for our short attention span listeners.
That's right. For all the ADD fans out
viewers.
there.
Yes, yeah. And we thought, what a good version, what a good film to try this out on. So yes, Black Bag, as MP said, a very British
Very
spy
British.
film, directed by Steven Soderbergh. Runtime of 94 minutes. We'll get into the plot in just a little second. But what do you, MP, think the budget was?
Oh my gosh. I cannot even imagine. Let's see. They don't have, what's Fassbender and Blanchett bringing down in their paychecks? That would elevate it because there's not a whole lot of stuff going on. I'll go 40 million.
Ooh, 50.
Oh, I was pretty close.
Congratulations, you win though.
I won.
And then what do you think it's done at the box office so far? So this is, I've already actually checked, there's no dilly-dallying. This is worldwide figures for the weekend.
Oh boy. Worldwide, I'll go 12 million.
Oh, 11.7. You didn't
Look
check.
at that.
You didn't check. No?
I didn't check. I know nobody on the show believes me, but I did not check.
That is bang on. Well done. Impressive stuff. So it's done okay. Will it make its money back? I don't know. We'll see. But the plot of this one. So again, we'll just like we did last week. We're moving away from the big long plot summaries. We're just doing a little bit of a synopsis. Let's just tickle ourselves in for it. But yeah, essentially, this is very much British spies being British spies, and Fassbender, playing George Woodhouse, is charged with finding a leak in this sort of spy game type thing, of which his wife is one of the suspects, as well as a few others. And they very Cluedo-esque invite them all round for dinner to see if they can work out who is the leak. All fun and games come from this, and plots go back and forth to see if Fassbender can actually work it out. But we'll leave it there. I won't delve anything too much until we start going into spoilers. I've got to stop myself.
I think you did good there. Yeah, you did very well. You stayed away from the spoilers, but you gave us just enough, a little taste.
Yes, it's strange having support on this podcast after something like that. That's not usually what follows. So that's a brief thought. What were your thoughts? And again, staying spoiler free for now.
Spoiler free for now. Well,
this is gonna be a challenge.
This is gonna be a challenge. Yeah. So I went into this. I had seen the preview. I'm gonna get to in a second about this movie. So I'm a Fassbender fan and a Kate Blanchett fan. So I was like, okay, this ought to be pretty fun. He's always good in these type of spy kind of movies. I will say, early on, I think the acting, they carry this movie. I mean, Blanchett, she could do this character with ease. I don't even know, did she even have to prep for this? And again, this falls right into Michael Fassbender's wheelhouse. So they carry the movie. I enjoyed really the whole cast. Again, very, very British. There are a couple times I was like, what the hell did they just say? But other than that, I really enjoyed all the performances. On a side note, some of the suits, especially Fassbender wearing that 3-piece suit when you go into the office. Chef's kiss. Anyway, it's well paced. You get the early setup about what's going on. You get the introduction to the players in this game at the dinner table, and then you get the mystery and you move right along. It's, what did you say, 90 something minutes? So you don't really have time to slow down. You're involved in it, invested. It feels very much like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith, maybe a Mission Impossible movie without all of the action. If you took all the action stuff out and just centered on the plot, then that's what this movie is. It feels more like a Sherlock Holmes kind of movie, actually, to me at certain points with George, because he's piecing all these things together and figuring out who's lying and all that stuff. So I had a lot of fun with it. I don't think it's really revolutionizing these spy genre movies, not bringing anything amazing to the story, but, it's still a fun, riveting ride. You just enjoy some adults acting on the screen with a decent story. I did mention the trailer. It does kind of play up the 2 action scenes in this whole movie, or quote unquote action scenes. So if you see the trailer expecting something more fast paced and stuff, you're not going to get that. But if you want to sit down and watch some excellent performances with a tight story that moves right along, then I would recommend watching this. So I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay. I've got to be really careful how I get into spoilers, because it has been known that I will go on occasions. I will say I really enjoyed the cast. Did you recognize many of the sort of supporting cast?
I recognized a couple of them, but I could not place, well, outside of obviously Pierce Brosnan, but I couldn't place where I had seen them in.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are sort of from like a lot of British TV drama stuff. So probably a little bit more known over here. I mean, that cast, apart from that, there's maybe like one non-UK character. I thought it was a really good premise, really good plot. I think the performances are really good. The dialogue is very kind of good and slick and everything. I think Fassbender's quality, and I really liked his character of George, and I liked George and Catherine's dynamic. I will say I did get a little bit lost. Like, even though it's 90 odd minutes, I was trying to concentrate, and I was like, wait, what's going on now? Who's done what? I also did think that there was a little bit of a convenience in terms of setting up these dinners. Like, are you free? Yeah, I'm free. Oh, we all happen to be free. That's great. But I thought it was probably quite a realistic setup of what it is like working in a spy agency where everybody's a little bit duplicitous. Great performances. Yeah, if you like a spy thriller, if you like any kind of like thriller, a thinker where you've got to pay attention, and you do have to pay attention here.
Yeah, you do.
Then you will enjoy this. If you're looking for a turn my brain off and just kind of disengage, do not watch this. Don't watch this on the sofa with your phone, because you will be rewinding this a lot.
Oh, yes.
I did think it started to get a little bit like back and forthy towards the end, to the point where, yeah, I like a thinking film, but I was like, I'm struggling to think whose motive is what now, but I do think it was pretty good. I worry that this film will kind of be forgotten in the kind of spy world type thing. I think it's one of those that's good, but is it, are you going to go back and rewatch it? Are you going to, it doesn't have that tension the same for me, for that rewatchability, something like the Bourne Identity has. I mean, obviously the lack of action again, which, marketing. But it was good. So I'm gonna go with. I'm torn. I don't know if I quite go for a 7. Maybe I would. I'm gonna go 6.75. I'm being very deej about
it. Yes, you are. Come on, you could go up a little bit. I mean, geez, just for the performances alone, or the fact that you actually did have to pay attention to a movie for a change.
That was that was nice. That was nice. But there was a couple of moments where I thought that this has all been quite not easy, but simple. This is actually all worked out. That was, how much of it is kind of good fortune rather than.
I kind of thought the same thing, but then I also thought, well, is he that smart, George? Is he that smart that he is like that step ahead to where he can manipulate these things to be that convenient?
Well, that's what I mean. Like for some of it, sometimes George seems like this godly being who knows all and sees all, and then sometimes he's not, and he's sat there sweating like a little boy who's about to be caught out. So, yeah, I kind of, that's where it kind of lost me a little bit at times, and there are some instances where it's wrapped up quite nicely. Some instances where I was like, oh, that was rather fortunate. Yes. But we are in danger of perhaps.
Yeah, well, I know we are tiptoeing around spoilers.
We're tiptoeing around, so we will call it there. If you are looking to see this film, well done, you've survived. No spoilers have been divulged. Thank you very much for tuning in. And of course, if you're listening on podcast, we are going to go right into our spoilers now.